women's basketball team beat 12th ranked Gonzaga in the WCC Championship.
It's every kid's dream.
Two-sport athlete Jaron Hall makes an impact in BYU spring football.
The new team on the block features local players looking for a second chance. I'm Michaela Hewerdine.
And I'm Lindsay Peterson, and it's time for Sportsline. All right, it is Selection Sunday. This Sunday, I'm so excited. BYU women's will be a part of it. Sadly, the men's won't, though.
Yeah, it was a great weekend for the women. I enjoyed it. I was checking the scores during the game. It was a great weekend for them because the BYU women's basketball team is the West Coast Conference champions now. The WCC tournament wrapped up on Tuesday after a weekend of intense competition.
Sportsline reporter Hayden Wallace takes us into the drama with a tournament recap for both the women and the men.
Beginning with the women, the BYU Cougars got the win in the WCC tournament, beating rivals and #1 seed Gonzaga in the championship game 82-68. BYU had a smooth ride to the finals with a win against Pepperdine in the semis. Gonzaga, not so much. They managed to edge out St. Mary's with this buzzer-beating layup from Zygira Rice.
Rice in the lane, off the glass, good!
Early on in the tournament, everything went according to plan, each team falling to their higher-ranked opponents. Notably, St. Mary's embarrassed Loyola 70-38 as Pepperdine went on to beat Pacific in a much closer game, 87-84. The Cougars will be going home victorious though, winning their first tournament since 2015. For the men, the action kicked off as the bottom four battled it out. Pacific and Portland were eliminated, with San Diego and Pepperdine progressing to the next round. Up next, 8-seed Pepperdine stunned #5 Loyola Marymount. They got the win on a 3-point dagger with 30 seconds left. Pepperdine enjoying the celebration. Heading to the third round now, and BYU were expected to beat a San Diego side they had beaten twice in regular season play, but the Toreros had other plans as they absolutely crushed the Cougars, 80-57. Elsewhere, Pepperdine followed suit, upsetting #4 San Francisco, but finally some normality ensued as #1 Gonzaga beat Pepperdine 100-74, with #2 St. Mary's beating San Diego 69-62, and thus setting up the championship game between the 1 and 2 seeds. But back to the mayhem as the #1 team in the country was upset by the Gales, St. Mary's pulling off a stunning victory 60-47 and earning them a spot in the NCAA. Reporting for Sportsline, I'm Hayden Wallace.
BYU has always packed Marriott Center for basketball games, only this year it was a little less than expected. Nathan Israelson digs a little deeper to try and explain the drop-off.
This year marks the first year since the 06-07 season where BYU didn't finish in the top 25 nationally in attendance, and I wanted to find out why.
It's not exciting. There's other things to do. There's not a lot of hype around campus either, and so sometimes when there's games I just don't even know about it.
The answer I got from this student both surprised and intrigued me, so I decided to go on BYU campus and ask around to see if I got more answers similar to this. Here's what I found.
They're just kind of boring. I don't love the in-game experience. There's no players that I feel very passionate about.
Frankly, I don't think the team's that great this year. They haven't really been doing pretty well, and so I haven't really made the effort to go and see them.
They're just really hard to watch. They play really bad, and it's just frustrating. It's just hard to watch.
My findings seem to be similar to Jay Drew's from the Salt Lake Tribune, that students are the ones not coming out to the games. The last time that we really packed the stadium was when this guy was playing.
It's 10. Here comes Jimmer. Long range! Are you kidding me?
I wanted to dig even deeper, so I went to a man who knows a little bit more about this than I do.
This year, BYU only played 5 games on Saturday as opposed to 10 on days during the week, which is very uncommon. You also have to look at who they played, and the biggest games of the year, St. Mary's and Gonzaga, were both played on a Thursday night at 9:00 p.m. That's a terrible time if you got a family. Even some students aren't going to come to those games because of those reasons. On top of that, you also have to look at UVU, San Francisco, Utah State. Those were the other big games of the year. They also were played during the week.
The Cougs had their work cut out for them next season to get people back into the seats, especially the fans, to watch next year's team play. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nate. The BYU men's tennis team has taken the tennis world by storm this season. Sportsline reporter Lindsay Carroll went to find out who's breaking records and just how these Cougars are swinging to success.
This season, number 22 ranked BYU men's tennis earned their highest national ranking since 1985, and they're swinging hard to climb even higher. Great talent, unity, and an incredible work ethic are just some of the reasons BYU tennis coach Brad Pierce gave for why the team is on fire this season.
These guys are great guys, and they work really hard, and they deserve the success they're getting.
The team set goals this season and have been checking them off one by one. Go undefeated against all of the in-state schools? Check, check, check. Go undefeated in the region with their sweep against Boise last week? Check. And now the team looks to check off their final boxes as they work towards reaching their WCC and NCAA goals. Two of the players helping the team reach those goals in a huge way are doubles partners Jeffrey Sue and Sean Hill. The duo flies in with an incredible number 32 national ranking in doubles, with Hill ranked in the top 100 nationally for singles. Sue and Hill are in their second year of playing together and have worked hard to improve their skills as a pair.
We practice the whole year and play together the whole year. And he improved a lot, and I improved a lot too.
Last September, they went to the ITA All-American Championships, where they upset the number 7 team in the nation. Their goals this year include making it to the NCAA Nationals tournament and becoming the first BYU men's tennis All-Americans in 17 years. And it's through setting these challenging goals that the Cougars continue to excel in singles, doubles, and now as a top-ranked national team.
Being a part of a team where people are pushing each other and striving for bigger goals just for the team itself, I think is a great incentive to keep playing well.
The Cougars hope to continue their dominance as they play here at home today and tomorrow, today against the Pacific Tigers and tomorrow against St. Mary Gales. Back to you.
BYU freshman Jaron Hall will be juggling playing outfield for the baseball team and quarterback for the football team this upcoming season. Sportsline reporter Natasha Ramirez shows us what it takes to be a BYU double threat.
Spring football has officially begun, and one BYU athlete will be playing double duty for the upcoming 2019 season. With the family legacy of BYU football players, choosing BYU was a no-brainer for freshman Jaron Hall.
So I've always been a Cougar fan. I've always loved the school and loved the city, so I think it's safe to say I've always been a Cougar.
But Hall made sure during recruiting season that for him, playing both football and baseball would be a package deal. With Zach Wilson still out from his recent shoulder surgery, Hall will be getting lots of field time this season to showcase his talents as the frontrunner for the quarterback backup position. Hall is also making BYU history by being BYU's first African-American quarterback. And as a freshman for both the baseball and football teams, Wilson will have a lot to juggle, but he is loving every minute of it.
Playing them together, it's every kid's dream, so just be able to do both of them, I'm blessed and thankful for the opportunity.
BYU's first game will be in August playing against the U, and they're already prepping for a battle.
Every day we come out to practice, every snap is to prepare for a game. And, fortunately enough, the first game is Utah. When we started spring ball, it was all preparing for that game. But for right now, it's our focus.
But coming up sooner is BYU's spring football game on March 23rd, and it also happens to be the same day as the baseball team's game against Portland. If Hall plays both games, he'll possibly have to sprint straight from one game to the other. Next Saturday will definitely be one to remember for Hall and give the fans a glimpse of BYU's new double threat. For Sportsline, I'm Natasha Ramirez.
Football fans usually find themselves waiting until September to watch more professional games, but not this year. The formation of the Alliance of American Football provides fans with more games in the NFL offseason, including Utah's very own Salt Lake City Stallions. Sportsline reporter Caleb Lemming learned more about how the new team works. Caleb, how is the AAF's first year going?
The Alliance of American Football, or the AAF, is a new professional football league in its first year of existence. It was founded to take place during the NFL offseason. It's a 12-week league that began in early February. The league, or the Alliance, has 8 teams in cities such as Orlando, San Diego, and even Salt Lake.
The AAF allows players to continue a professional career in football after college or after some NFL experience. Players have to adjust to a league of higher competition in order to play, and there are some key differences between college and professional football.
The biggest running backs that we face in college, we may face one big running back a season, but in the pros, it's every single week there's a big running back, there's a good tight end, there's good receivers. So
BYU currently has 5 former players on the Stallions. In defensive lineman Handsome Tanielu, offensive lineman Tuni Canuch, wide receiver Jordan Leslie, tight end Tanner Baldery, and defensive back Micah Hanneman.
I'm good friends with Tanner and Handsome and Tooney and all those guys. Like, we all will work out at the same place during the off season, so it's super cool being able to be on the same team as old teammates.
These players say that it has been a blessing being able to come back to Utah to continue playing the game they love.
I'm earning a check on a week-to-week basis to support my family, still doing what I love. So it's amazing because I get to be happy doing what I love, and at the same time, it continues to open up doors for me.
Currently, the Stallions are 1-4 on the season, with their lone victory coming in their first home game against the Arizona Hotshots, marking their first win in franchise history.
It's huge. I mean, it meant everything, especially our first home game. It's obviously mind-blowing because it's the first one in Stallions history. It was against a team that we had previously lost to that, kind of is our low-key rival.
The Stallions' next game is this Saturday against the Memphis Express in Salt Lake City. The Stallions will look to finish their season strong and get their second win of the year with 5 games remaining. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Caleb. I don't know. That's going to be awesome having the Stallions here.
I know. I need to go watch a game. It would be so fun to see all those old BYU players. Coming up, the Jazz had crucial games this week, and we'll look back on some of their top plays from this week.
Professional soccer season in Utah is off and running.
While some players in the NBA or the G League, others play in both. Find out which stars play 2 ways and what kind of toll it takes on them.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
The Jazz had an eventful week with games against the Thunder, Suns, and Timberwolves. The end of the season is in sight for the Jazz, and every game matters in order to get the high playoff seed they want. Here's a look at the best of the best from the Jazz this week.
Donovan working against Ferguson. He'll drive, hang, and hit.
Goes up, splits right between Noel and goes. Look at the pass. Mitchell almost at half court, but right to Gobert.
OKC Thunder hit the locker room.
Check out Royce O'Neal making plays. That's a tough shot on the perimeter, then attacking. Check out this pass, three-point line, and Gobert, does he leave the ground?
We want to get stops, and in order to complete the stop, we got to get rebounds. So, just try to be there and be able to make plays on my team.
A long time. He's missed the last 6 games. It's good to see Neto back after dealing with that left hamstring, and the bucket is down by Faves. Shot clock at 10, Neto on the wing. Beautiful inside pass, floater for 2, and Faves right now having his way with a left. Out to Jingle and Joe, 15 to shoot. Works it inside, the pass to Faves. Back inside,
the back.
Joe.
I like it.
Little ping pong action
How
right
about
there.
that? It's always...
The Jazz will continue to battle for a playoff position as they take on the Nets tomorrow night at 7. The regular season for the Jazz ends on April 10th, but until then, they'll keep battling it out in the West.
As basketball season gets closer to the playoffs, soccer season in the United States is just getting started. Utah's own Real Salt Lake started the season off on the right foot with an 1-0 victory in their home opener last weekend. Here's a look into some of the insights and sounds of Saturday's match.
And we are underway. A lot of long sleeves today, Dunny, as Kyle Beckerman sends one over the top towards Damir Krylak.
I think people are excited, and I think people expect a lot out of this team this year.
Service into the area, oh, and a shot, and no, Nick Ramondo. Inbound, sending a ball in for Rose. Herrera closing, Ramondo out.
The saves he makes are something else. When he had to make saves, he made them.
Yeah, last weekend's performance, one shot on goal, was excellent. Tonight, I thought in the first half, all around, complete control of the game from us, and defensively, we were extremely sound.
First of all, not giving up early goals and stuff like that, being disciplined in the first half is big, where we don't put our heads down early, and I think that showed in the first 2 games.
Here's Corey Baird. Corey Baird taking down, point to the spot, and it's a penalty for RSL.
I saw Corey get played through, and then he fell down.
And we executed it well with the timing, and I was able to get a touch in front of their outside back who brought me down.
I know that he went to the earpiece, and everything was checked out. So it was a good build-up from us, though. Good possession play, and then being able to penetrate behind from runs out wide.
And Albert buries this one, and RSL takes the lead in the 21st minute.
When some teams struggle, I think it's more so because they can't score as opposed to being able to just stop goals going in.
Well, if we could continue the rest of the season like we have the first 2 games, at least a tie on the road and a win at home, we're going to be in pretty good shape, you know. But it's going to be extremely important for us to take care of business at home this year like we did last year.
The Claret and Cobalt will be back in action for a road match against DC United Saturday at 6 p.m.
The BYU men's baseball team is enjoying a run of success that started back in late February, including a season-high 14-run game last Friday against Milwaukee.
Sportsline reporter Jeffrey Carroll caught up with the team earlier this week to find out more about the success. Jeffrey, what did you learn?
The Cougars have won 10 out of their last 11 games. 6 of those have come right here at Miller Park. Coach Mike Littlewood knows what it's taken for the boys to get the wins.
I think our guys are just ready to come out and play every single day. They don't take a day off. They don't take a pitch off. This team really competes every single pitch of every single game, and I think that's you look at a 9-inning game, and if you quit for a couple innings, then that's going to result in a loss. And I just don't think this team quits at all.
One player who stood out and been a key contributor to the Cougars' recent success is Jackson Clough, who was named West Coast Conference Rawlings Baseball Player of the Week on Monday.
Just getting big hits. He's consistent, puts together good at-bats every time up. But he's got a lot of big hits for us this year, a lot of 2-out hits, and he's just been kind of he's hitting behind Brock Hale, which is kind of tough to do. He's allowing Brock to get better pitches to hit, and so he's just been playing great defense. And so every facet of the game, Jack's playing really, really well.
Coach Littlewood expects that with just a little bit of improvement on the defensive end, the team can keep getting results.
Baseball's weird. It's an individual sport, yet it's a team sport. So each guy has certain things that they need to work on. They know what they are. As a team, I just think we need to play catch a little bit. We've thrown the ball around the last couple days and been able to come away with wins, but we can clean it up a little bit on the defensive side. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way we're playing.
The boys hope to continue their recent success in the upcoming 3-game series against rivals Gonzaga. Reporting for Newsline in Provo, I'm Jeffrey Carroll.
One of the biggest dance competitions in the nation was held at BYU this weekend. Newsline reporter Bella Vaughn was there as participants stepped on the dance floor for some fierce competition.
The lights are dim, dresses sparkle in the spotlight, and the beat of the music throbs throughout the BYU Marriott Center. It's dance sport. This weekend, dancers from across the country came to compete at the National Ballroom Competition for 4 days. The dancers love the positive energy of the audience. Under-21 ballroom champion Ricky Taylor-Dubovic says that the positivity and cheering is something you don't see at a lot of other dance competitions.
I just love the supportive audience here in particular at this competition. It's just incredible because there's so many dancers in the audience who actually know what it's like to dance. So they appreciate your dancing so much more than the average person.
The BYU Ballroom Dance Program has hosted the event for the past several years. BYU is the center of dance, offering over 60 dance classes each semester. Stephen and Brody Rollison were dance partners for the Latin Championship event, and they're married. They've been dancing as a couple for 2.5 years, and competitive dancing has connected them to some of their lifelong friends.
We have like welcoming parties for the people from the East Coast when we're in Utah, and they have welcoming parties for us when we go to New York. So we make friends that way, and we stay in contact, so it's really fun.
Competitors at Dance Sport dance alongside the country's best of the best.
It's really exciting to go out there on the floor and see all these people, some people that you've never met, and to see all their amazing dancing, and it's really inspiring.
Dancers can compete in multiple events. The waltz, foxtrot, cha-cha, and samba are just a few of the dances you see at Dance Sport. Reporting for Newsline, Bella Vaughn, Provo.
Many young kids have a dream making it to the NBA. Two up-and-coming players are very close to fulfilling that dream. They have the opportunity to play in the G League and NBA. Sportsline reporter Ben Winters caught up with the stars. Who are these two players?
Being a two-way player isn't easy. However, for Naz and Tyler, character and leadership make them the stars that they are. Naz, Mitru Long, and Tyler Kavanagh are the two-way players this year under the Jazz organization. It all began in 2017 when the NBA rosters expanded to 17 players instead of 15. Teams may have up to 2 players under the two-way contract who spend most of the season in the G League and no more than 45 days with their NBA team.
Continuing to develop when we're down here playing, and also learning when we're up there, soaking it all in from the vets, and just continuing to improve my game on a daily basis, and just enjoying the process being an NBA player when you're there.
Kavanagh, the 25-year-old George Washington product, split the 2017-2018 season with the Atlanta Hawks and their G League affiliate, the Erie Bayhawks. He spent 39 games in the NBA and 11 games in the G League. He has the ability to crash the boards at any given moment with an improved three-point shot. His leadership and character are shown through his play, which affect the people around him.
Especially those two guys affect the team by their professionalism and how they carry themselves. You know, away from the fact that they're very good players, otherwise they would have not gotten a two-way deal with an NBA team.
The 25-year-old Canadian Naz Long made his NBA debut during the 2017-2018 season with the Utah Jazz. He averaged 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists a game. Long is a floor general that runs the offense efficiently by creating open shots for his teammates. Even though most of their time is with the Stars, these players have a good attitude and work ethic to hopefully gain a permanent spot on the Jazz roster. The Stars head out on the road this week to take on the Skyforce in South Dakota. Back to you guys.
It was a week full of championships, big plays, and early bus rides home. Find out who takes the crown for the top play of the week.
Truth is, I'm impressed. I haven't been asked such intelligent questions in a long time. Nice.
These are cool. Did you, what did you...
What?
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
It's time for the top plays of the week.
In at number 3, we have a lightning-quick coast-to-coast advance beating multiple defenders for the score by Austin Matthews. Amazing.
In at number 2, we have a killer reverse dunk by LeBron James, his second of the night, helping lead the Lakers to their victory over the Bulls.
And our top play of the week goes to this 3 by the BYU women's basketball team for their 3rd straight win over Gonzaga this season, winning the West Coast tournament. For this week's reminder, we have the only tournament for women's soccer tomorrow at 2 p.m. The Batcats meet with crosstown rival UVU Tuesday for the crosstown clash at 6 p.m. Women's swimming and diving will be competing in the NCAA Championship Wednesday through Saturday. And men's volleyball has a 2-game invitational Thursday and Friday against Princeton and McIndre.
That is Sportsline for today.
It's been a great day. I'm excited for the weekend. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day and go Cougars.